You're listening to So Much More, a women's health and wellbeing program. On the phone all the way from Tasmania, I have the pleasure to be talking with Sonia Singh. She is the artist behind the Tree Change dolls, and she's one example of a woman who has taken something that has been discarded and broken and turned it into something beautiful and world-changing. So we're continuing to talk about that now. Do you know if these dolls have had any impact on the doll industry at all?
Oh, yeah, it's really interesting, actually. I think they have had quite an influence, but, it's hard to say anything really concrete. There was, earlier this year, I think it was, Mattel released Barbie in different body shapes, and the promotional video for that, I thought, was very much copied off the viral video of my dolls that went viral, like certain scenes of children playing outside with dolls and certain phrases they used and things like that. I could see that they definitely studied the video that SBS made for the show The Feed that went really viral. I think they'd studied that video to help with their promotion of that. Yeah. So that was one thing. And I do just think that the doll companies would be watching not so much what I'm actually doing, but what it sort of revealed is a lot of opinions of parents, because a lot of responses to what I've done, it sort of allowed a lot of parents to speak out about what they think about the doll industry, what they think about toys, what kind of toys they think are appropriate for their children, what they're willing to buy. So I think for toy companies it has been a bit of an insight into that, and probably prompted them to do a bit more research into branding and the way they're promoting their products to parents as well as children. Yeah, because what I've done, it brings out, I think it's really interesting because for different people it's really brought out different issues, like girls' self-esteem, the sexualisation of toys and girls, and just body image. And for me, it's also a lot about recycling, because all of the dolls are second-hand and I'm giving them a bit of a new lease on life. And so I get contacted by organisations that are into recycling and sustainability, as well as, all sorts of reasons that people really like this idea that I just came up with.
And I think it's a fantastic idea. I love the idea of upcycling, recycling, getting these dolls out of the potential, the tips, and doing something really beautiful with them, which you do. And I love how you've been encouraging other people to be doing the same thing. I think that is fantastic.
Yeah, because that's what I really enjoy. Like, that's what I think is really satisfying, where you take something that's been discarded, nobody wants it, and you turn it into something lovely and useful and something to be valued. Yeah, and especially some of these dolls, some of them have gone to the tip shops and they are probably going to end up in landfill if nobody does something with them. So I just find that really satisfying. And I'm really pleased that other people can get some joy out of that as well, because obviously I can't restyle enough dolls for everybody. So, I think it's really lovely that so many other people are giving it a go and getting a lot of pleasure and a lot of fun out of it, and involving their children as well. That's really wonderful.
Do you know how many dolls have been normalised by other people?
Oh, no, not at all. But it was like, I told you I've done about 500, but certainly there's people all over the world restyling dolls now. Yeah, it would be really hard to give any kind of an estimate, but people email me all the time showing me the dolls, and like I told you, I'm selling my little downloadable booklet, and that's doing really well. So a lot of people are downloading that. And I've also got some just free YouTube videos that show what I do as well, and they've got like thousands and thousands of views. So, it's really taken off. And I've heard of groups doing children's birthday parties, or, Girl Guides groups, running workshops and that kind of thing as well, showing people how to do this and getting kids involved as well.
That's fantastic. That is really fantastic.
Yeah, and I would actually like to get out there and do some of this a bit more as well, but I'm kind of busy at home and looking after my own family. So locally I've done some talks and a few workshops locally, but I think it's really great that people can just take this idea and run with it, all over the world. So the idea has certainly spread.
What else do you spend your time on?
Well, just looking after my daughter, I suppose. And I've got another baby on the way. So
Congratulations!
Not a whole lot at the moment, I suppose, because I'm a bit lazy at the moment. But yeah, I used to be quite involved in science communication, and I've done a little bit of work doing presentations just at local festivals and things, doing science presentations as well. But more recently, I get invited back to talk about my dolls instead now. So the dolls has kind of taken over a bit more recently. But yeah, like I said, I'm having another baby, so I'm not really doing a whole lot else. Just dolls and being a mum. And yeah, that's about it at the moment.
What do you think you would have done with your life if you had not started making these dolls?
Oh, gosh. Well, if I didn't get a job in the next few months or so, I was going to start a teaching course and become a science teacher or something like that, which I haven't done now. I could still do that in the future.
You could?
Yeah. The dolls thing is really sort of just happened, and it does really suit me at the moment because it means I can work from home and look after my kids. So yeah, it's been a really good thing for me, and I am just still sometimes quite blown away by the impact that this one little idea that I has had from all the messages and emails I get. So I'm quite proud of the way the idea has spread, and that I've sort of encouraged people to be more creative with toys, and lots of people have developed a brand new hobby. So I think that's a really lovely thing to be proud of.
Did you ever imagine that you would have an impact on changing the world around you?
Not really, because, not on that scale, I guess. Yeah, I never really thought I'd have an impact on that sort of global scale. I told you that I was in science communication before, so I've done a lot of presentations to encourage children to be interested in science and curious about the world around them. And I have presented, I've been on tours around Australia with organisations such as Questacon and with Museum Victoria. So I guess, that's having some impact. But I didn't think that me personally would ever really have a big impact or go global with some idea that just spread like this has. Even if I'm not recognised as the person that started this, the idea has spread, the whole idea of just recycling dolls.
Yeah, and congratulations, that is fantastic that you've done that.
It seems like it was just something nobody had thought of before. And it is just something that anyone can do. So, yeah, and in terms of recycling and reusing old toys, I think it's really great. And, and that's my little contribution, I guess. Because when you think about it in the large scheme of things, it's only a little contribution, really. But I think it's a really nice one that I can be proud of.
Yeah. What did you want to be when you grew up, and did you achieve it?
I think when I was a kid, I actually I loved reading, and I wanted to write stories and publish a book. I haven't published a book, but I've always been sort of, not yet. Unless you count my little e-book. It's not, but that's not fiction. I used to make up a lot of stories. I think it came from playing with dolls, actually. I'd play with my dolls and act out these stories in my head. And I think it originally came from playing with dolls. Yeah, but I think I've had a creative side, but also a scientific side. And then I ended up going to university and studying science because it just seemed like the more practical option that would lead to a job. But then as I've gone through my career, then I sort of moved to science communication, and now I'm doing dolls. So I'm sort of moving back towards the creative side. So that's been sort of an interesting journey. And something I'm really passionate about, though, is just encouraging children to be creative and to think creatively and explore different options. Because, the whole thing with the toy industry, I guess, I don't really like how disposable plastic toys have become. Of course, children love to play with different things, but, they don't need to be factory-made plastic toys that are going to end up in landfill. Most of the toys from my daughter, she does have a lot of plastic toys, but they're mostly from second-hand shops. And so I try not to buy too much new plastic toys because there's so many second-hand ones out there. And just the way I repaint the dolls, I also encourage my daughter to, change some of the toys if she doesn't want them anymore. Maybe she could change them to make them a bit different. We recently just found this little plastic dinosaur toy, and I gave her some of my doll paints that I use, and she painted this dinosaur herself with all these bright colours and spots and things. And we really don't know what dinosaurs used to look like, so who knows? Maybe that's what they really looked like. So
maybe.
Just activities like that. So I guess in the future, whether or not I don't know how long I'll continue just focusing on dolls, but I guess I would like to still be involved in, like children's education or children's workshop and creativity field as well. Yeah.
How about we take another break and we'll come back after this.